So this is the installation procedure for the TDC itself. And for this one, you'll need, again, disassembled Hopup chamber. I already have the plastic piece and the spring installed. You'll need the 2 screws to hold it together. You'll need the TDC insert itself, M3 nut that comes with it, knob of your choice, and an inner barrel already with the bucking installed. In this case, I'm using the X-Range 65 degree, but it will work with any bucking or RHOP or yeah, whatever. And you also need a Phillips screwdriver. So to get started, we'll take the TDC insert itself and install the nut on the top side right here. When installing, take note that one side of the nut is curved and it should be on the top face. And the curvature is only in one direction. So when installing this nut, make sure that when you install it, there's no gaps on these sides and the curvature matches perfectly the curvature of the TDC insert. This is important because the curvature matches the curvature of the outer barrel on the inside. And this means that the nut pushes up against the curvature to create the pressure, the downward pressure for the bucking. Once we're done with that, we need to choose knob of your choice. So let's just go quickly over the 3 knob options you have. So if you're using a stock bucking or just a regular V-Certain bucking, I suggest you go for the silver one. It's modeled after the heavy Hopup arm on the SSG10, but this time with a circular cutout that matches the shape of the bucking. This provides the softest sides, meaning it's not gonna cut the bucking if you apply too much pressure. However, if you're using RHOP or you're just feeling more adventurous, the black one and the gray one are made specifically for those scenarios. And let's start with the black one. So the black one is made to provide maximum pressure, and this means that the shape perfectly matches the bucking and has the largest surface area, and this means that with the same hop you'll be able to apply the most pressure on the RHOP patch. And the gray one is quite similar to the black one, but in this case the beginning and the end of where the knob starts and ends are slightly rounded, and this means that the BB will have a softer entry and exit, and this means that it will have slightly less pressure when the BB is entering and exiting the RHOP patch or bucking. So these 3 are the options. Later in the video I used the middle one, but I recommend you starting off with the silver one if you're using the regular bucking, and the gray one or the black one if you're using an RHOP. And now we want to install the nub inside the insert like so. It can be quite tough at first because the tolerance is quite tight. If you're having a hard time inserting this knob inside, you can put it on the table and just push the TDC insert onto it. And in the end, it should look something like this. You should be able to push it all the way in, and the shape should match the curvature of the TDC itself too. So now we're ready with this one to be installed in the Hopup chamber. So we want to take the Hopup chamber with the pokey bit and install it on like so. Then we want to take the barrel and with the bulge pointing upwards, we want to hold it in place, make sure that the inner barrel is locked in on the other side of this cutout. Make sure that the TDC also sits nicely in there. And then we take the other half of the Hopup unit and carefully install it in place. Before pushing it together, just make sure that the bucking is in the right place and matches the hole. Don't worry if at first there is slight gaps between the Hopup chambers. it will tighten up once we install the screws. So that's one. Let's take the other one. There we go. Now we're all tight. There's no gap whatsoever. The TDC unit is tightly in there. And yeah, so we're ready for the next step, which is installing this Hopup chamber inside the other barrel.